people spoke the same language. Many settled in a valley called Shinar. As stated in the Torah, there they decided to build a tower to make a name for themselves so they wouldn't be scattered over the world. When God saw what they were doing, God said, "If this is how they have begun to act, nothing they propose will be out of their reach." So God came down and confused the people's speech and scattered them across the earth. Now the Torah isn't the easiest to understand sometimes. I was interested in this part because it confused me. Why did God confuse the people's languages? What did the builders of the tower do that caused this? And what were they proposing that was so bad? As I researched, I found that there are many theories as to why God stopped the building of the tower. One theory is that God stopped the building because the people, with their newfound building skills, decided to build a useless tower instead of using their resources to help people in need. Another theory is that the builder's goal was to make one tower, to unite everyone, with one language, one way of doing things, and one point of view on the world. People began to lose their freedom and individuality. The last theory is that the Tower of Babel was so tall that it would take a long time for bricks to get to the top. If a builder fell down and died, nobody mourned, they just replaced them. But if a brick fell, people were saddened by the loss of time and how long they would have to work to bring another brick up. They were so focused on their goal that they forgot to care for human life. This story relates to today in many ways. It reminds me of words we spoke earlier in this service. We cannot merely pray to end starvation, for we have the resources to feed the entire world if we would only use them wisely. We cannot merely pray to root out prejudice, for we have the eyes to see the good in all humanity if we would only use them rightly. We cannot merely pray to end despair, for we have the power to clear away slums and to give hope if we would only use our power justly. Therefore, we pray instead for strength, determination, and willpower. These words really stuck with me. We do have all of these resources, and we can fix the world's problems. But are we misguided, like the builders of the Tower of Babel were? It would have been amazing if after the flood, people would have learned how to value human life over personal gain. But almost immediately, things went back to the way that they were. We can do so much to fight this. One example of an issue we can solve today is global warming. We know that as our planet warms, glaciers and ice sheets melt, causing sea levels to rise. Changes in temperatures are causing more frequent and extreme weather events. Many species of wildlife, such as polar bears, are in danger, and one missing animal can affect a whole ecosystem. We have the materials and the knowledge to build renewable energy sources, such as solar panels, wind power, water turbines, and electric cars. And yet, we still choose to mine fossil fuels, burn coal, and use gasoline, which is the source of our problems. The builders of the Tower of Babel didn't have a warning. They were scattered and confused immediately after God saw what they were doing. The people of the earth in Noah's time didn't have a warning. The earth flooded immediately after God saw what they were doing wrong. But humanity today does have warnings. We have proof of global warming. We can see that many do not have the homes or the money to buy them. We know that many in this world are hungry. We are aware that many do not have access to books or education, and that in many places, not all people are considered equal. Is this tower so different from using resources to build walls to keep countries separate, to keep people out of our country instead of helping them? The tower builders only had one tower, one way of thinking. Is that so different from people who think that their race is the best race? Is it different from the discrimination and inequalities in our society today? Is it different from the gaps between what people of different genders make? Is it different from those who are not paid enough, even though they work so hard to keep our economy and people safe? We have the resources to fix the world's problems, so let's use them. Let's be different from the builders of Babel and learn from their mistakes. Shabbat Shalom.